It was a pitch-black winter night in December 1943. The forests of Eastern Europe stood silent under a thick layer of snow. The cold was so sharp it bit into the bones, and the only sound was the crunch of boots pressing into ice. Through the fog and shadow, a squad of American soldiers moved like ghosts. At the front was Captain John Harper, his breath misting in the air, eyes set with the hard focus of a man who knew what was coming. Beside him trudged Private Tom Reed, the operator of the M2 Flamethrower, 70 pounds of steel, fuel, and fear. They advanced slowly, careful not to make a sound. The enemy was close, too close. Somewhere beyond the mist lay a line of German bunkers buried in snow, disguised by pine branches and the quiet of winter. Inside one of those bunkers, Lieutenant Karl Schultz and his 20 men sat around a small stove, smoke from their cigarettes rising to the low ceiling. The radio hissed with static and warnings, but Karl only laughed. "The Americans have rifles," he said. "This forest is ours. Their bullets can't crack these bunkers." His men laughed with him, unaware that death was already creeping through the fog outside. Captain Harper knelt, scanning the bunker through the trees. He gave a silent signal. Tom adjusted the straps on his heavy flamethrower, his breath steady, his hands tight on the trigger. The M2 was no ordinary weapon, a beast fueled by naphtha and benzene, capable of turning a stronghold into a furnace. Somewhere inside the bunker, a German sentry shifted, hearing a faint rustle, but by then, it was too late. The night shattered with a roar. A burst of fire exploded from Tom's weapon, turning the darkness into a blinding wave of yellow and orange. The flames rushed into the bunker's vent like a demon inhaling, devouring everything in its path. Inside, the Germans screamed as the air turned to smoke and fire. "Flamethrower! Flamethrower!" Someone shouted. Panic spread faster than the fire itself. The walls glowed red, the heat warped metal, and the smell of burning fuel filled the air. Lieutenant Karl shouted for his men to run, his voice breaking in terror. "Out! Everyone out!" The soldiers stumbled through the smoke, their uniforms burning, weapons falling from their hands. They burst into the snow, gasping for air, eyes wide with horror. The forest glowed with the flicker of flames. John's men surrounded the bunker, rifles aimed, but the fight was already over. The Germans who had stood firm against Stalingrad's endless winter were now broken, fleeing from a weapon they had no defense against. The M2 had done more than destroy their bunker. It had destroyed their courage. Tom lowered his flamethrower, smoke still curling from its nozzle. His face was half lit by the dying fire. "Just the beginning, Captain," he said quietly. Around them, the forest smoldered, ashes falling like black snow.